You mean, would it be a bad risk for you to marry Jessie?
Well, I don't know if she'd have me even if I were in the best of health. But the question is, must I face the fact of being a bad risk and never mention marriage to Jessie again?
John, let me say that you shouldn't marry at this time. Later, perhaps, if your condition improves, as we hope it will, there's absolutely no reason why you couldn't live a long and pleasant life, including marriage.
But not as things are now.
Not until that heart muscle is completely healed.
General Hospital is brought to you by Jell-O Gelatin. There's always room for Jell-O. By Oscar Mayer and Company. And by Rolaids in handy roll and new family-size bottle.
When you're upset, tense, nerves snap. And each mounting pressure may start the flow of excess acid in your stomach. Result, acid indigestion, heartburn, that burning sensation. But Rolaids, with its exclusive buffering compound, has thousands of absorbent particles. Each consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid, gives fast, lasting relief. Rolaids consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid.
Don't be put in isolation by bad breath. Chlorets help stop bad breath. This scientist just swished onion juice in his mouth. He withdraws some breath. This machine measures it. Over 100. Now, another test with chlorets after onion juice. This test shows the needle barely moves. Proof chlorets really works. Takes you out of isolation. Helps stop bad breath in seconds. Chlorets, gum or mints.
Meg.
Yes, Doctor.
Is Jessie around?
Well, she just went in the medicine room.
Thank you. Jessie, I wonder if you'd call Dr. Prentice for me.
All right, Dave, do you want to talk to him?
No, I'd like you to talk to him.
All right.
I went to his house yesterday and we discussed his condition.
What did you tell him?
Well, the truth. As gently as I could. I tried to take an optimistic view of the situation, but I'm not sure he believed me. Being a doctor, he knows more about these things than the ordinary patient does.
Is he frightened, Steve?
I think sobered would be a better word for it.
Why do you want me to call him?
Oh, just to check on him, Jessie. I thought perhaps you could call him, talk to him, see how he's getting along. When I left him yesterday, he seemed pretty depressed. Anyway, I would like a report, Jessie, and if you can use your influence, and try to keep him from being worried about himself or anything else, and have him try to get as much bed rest as possible.
Steve, I'll do anything I possibly can.
Good. I really believe hearing from you is the best medicine we have for him.
Hello?
Hello, John. It's Jessie.
Jessie, I was just thinking about you.
Well, that's nice to hear. What were you thinking?
Oh, how nice you've been to me. I know, it's too bad I had to have a heart attack to find that out.
Well, that's kind of a nice way to look at it anyway. How you feeling?
Well, if I leave my feelings and impulses, I'm fine. Got some of my medical friends seem to take a different view of it.
Are you taking care of yourself?
Well, Polly and Mrs. Gillespie are spoiling me, if that's what you mean. Though, to tell the truth, I don't take easily to being locked up like this.
Well, of course you don't. Listen, I called to ask you if you'd mind if I stopped by on the way home today.
Oh, I'd love it. Will you really come?
Well, I will on one condition.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you're supposed to be getting a lot of bed rest, and I'd be willing to bet anything I can think of that you're not in bed right now, are you?
No, I was reading the newspaper and listening to some music and daydreaming. Daydreaming is very restful, Jessie.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my condition, that you go back to bed and you stay there until 2:30. Do I have a bargain?
I'll do anything you tell me.
Wonderful. Then I'll see you as close to 3 as I can, all right?
All right.
Bye, John.
Bye.
Oh, Jessie. I've been trying to tell you all morning. Lee and I have set the date.
Oh, Meg, that's marvelous. When?
The 24th of February, 6 weeks from today.
Oh, that's just wonderful. That gives you time to get ready, doesn't it?
Now, is that date all right for you? I don't want to lose my mate for Nirvana.
Oh, of course it is.
Good.
I'm so happy for both of you.
I know you are, Jessie. It's one of the things that's so nice about all of this.
Well, I hope I'll have a chance to see Lee to say congratulations.
Well, he's coming here to pick me up for lunch today. Maybe you can see him then.
Yeah.
Jessie, is Dr. Hardy in his office?
Yes, I think he is, Meg.
I think I'll tell him.
Good.
Good morning, Steve. Oh, I hope I'm not interrupting you.
Well, not at all, Meg. Well, you look mighty cheerful this morning.
I am. Steve, I wanted you to know that Lee and I have set the date.
Oh? Wonderful. When?
24th of February, just 6 weeks from today. I hope you and Audrey will come.
We wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, good.
Well, I must say, Lee's a lucky fellow.
Well, I feel I'm a very lucky woman.
And I have to agree with you, Meg. He's a fine man, and you know I wish you the greatest of happiness, both of you.
Yes, I do know that. Thank you, Steve.
Meg. We won't be losing you after you get married, will we?
No, not for a while, anyway. We're just planning a short honeymoon, and then, well, we'll see what happens.
I know you must be very happy.
Oh, I am. Steve, I never thought anything could be as good as this.
Well, take it from an old married man, Meg. It can be pretty good for a long time.
I just wish everybody could be as happy as I am. I just wanted you to know, Steve.
And Meg, the best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
We'll return to General Hospital in just a moment.
When I make my favorite shrimp and rice, I want everything perfect. So I make the rice I know will be perfect, too. Minute rice. Perfect rice every time. You don't boil minute rice, so it can't undercook or overcook. It's always light, fluffy, tender. Minute rice. Perfect rice every time.
Amen. Sit down to a big meal in Maine sometime, and chances are you'll get seafood. A little clam chowder, a big bowl of steamers, and a giant lobster boiled in salt water. And just when you feel like dinner's over...
There's more potatoes.
Can't stand another one. They bring in a little Jell-O gelatin to refresh you. It's so cool and light and sweet with fresh fruit taste. It's really refreshing. There's always room for Jell-O. It's the refreshing dessert.
Oh, I love to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
I wish I had some. Oh, here they are.
Oscar Mayer wieners, all meat, mildly seasoned. The only thing better than selling them is eating them.
Now, the last word in bacon.
Watch the big bacon expert. He'll say, Oscar Mayer bacon tastes fresher and sweeter.
Oscar Mayer bacon tastes fresher and sweeter.
And a little less salty.
And a little less salty.
I told you he was a big bacon expert, didn't I?
Dr. Baldwin, call operator. Dr. Baldwin, call operator.
Hello, Jessie.
Hello, Lee. Oh, gee, I'm sorry you're early. Meg just went down to visit a patient, but she should be back soon.
All right, I'll wait.
All right. I'll be right back, Chris.
All right, Jess.
I was hoping I'd have a chance to say congratulations.
Well, that's very nice, Jess. Thank you.
Since you have to wait anyway, could we go in the center room and talk for a minute?
Well, sure. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you.
You want to sit down?
Yeah, thank you. Excuse me. I don't want to be perfunctory or polite, not with you. But I do want to tell you how happy I am about your marriage to Meg.
Well, you had quite a bit with bringing us together, didn't you?
No, not quite a bit, but something. And, that's been worrying me.
Why, Jess?
Well, Meg has mentioned it several times, Lee, and you just... I don't ever want there to be any feeling on your part or on Meg's that I was responsible for... Well, I mean that I influenced you in any way, but...
Well, what about Meg?
Well, you know Meg better than I do.
Yeah, I know her. Appreciate her. She's as good a friend as anybody could have.
Well, she's capable of much more than friendship. She's sensitive and generous. Well, you know Meg. I think she's very unusual. She's a whole person.
I agree with all that.
I have to say this, and I can't find the words.
Well, come on, say it.
I think that you and Meg have everything to offer each other.
Ooh.
Now I've offended you.
I'm surprised. A little stunned. Sounds like a real neat plan to get rid of me.
Oh, no, I've hurt you, too, and heaven knows I didn't mean to do that again.
Well, I'm certain you were talking out of concern for me.
But I hurt you.
No, Jess, now go on. What else about Meg?
You love her very much, don't you, Lee?
Yes, I love her. Very much. She's wonderful.
And she asks nothing for herself except that I fit into that family with her and Scotty. And I do, Jess.
And I'm sure it'll be more than that.
Well, I think I know what is important and lasting and real. And it isn't a lot of impossible romantic daydreams, because that isn't enough. What we have, I think you can build a marriage on, a life on.
I'm terribly sorry. Please forgive me. I'm perfectly aware that you're a reliable, responsible adult human being.
Those are pretty unexciting virtues, aren't they, Jessie?
No, I don't think they're unexciting. I think they're important, and I think they're basic. And I think they're going to make you and Meg very happy.
Well, we should be happy. This is an adult decision we have made. Not altogether based on impulse or romance. If anything should work, this should.
I'm doing very badly at it, Lee. I'm trying to say that I just hope that Meg never feels sometime in the future that she's a second choice, or that in some way I influenced the choice you made.
Well, now, Jess, you know that Meg knew at the time how I felt about you.
Ah, Chris told me you were in here.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Been telling Lee how happy I am for you, Meg, and trying to say congratulations.
Oh, darling, everybody's so happy for us. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
You bet we are.
Excuse me, I think I better get back to the desk.
We'll return to General Hospital in just a moment.
George, it's my arthritis again. Get the Infrarub.
Yes, get the Infrarub for nagging minor pain of arthritis. Infrarub gives hours of relief because it soothes like a heat lamp, warms like gentle massage.
How's your shoulder, dear?
Fine. It moves easier. It isn't so stiff now the pain is relieved.
Infrarub soothes like a heat lamp, warms like gentle massage. No telltale odor, no stains.
Get Infrarub.
Scrub-a-dub-dub. Dial soap in the tub. Dial. So gentle, many hospitals use it to bathe little babies. As mild as that, and yet the most effective deodorant soap you can buy. That's Dial.
If nothing exciting ever happens in your life, live it up. Try Armor Star corned beef hash. Loaded with beef, lots of beef, good lean Armor beef.
Agnes, you're my kind of woman.
Be his kind of woman. Try Armor Star corned beef hash, now in zip-top cans. From Armor, the people who know good meat.
Thank you. It is wet and cold out there.
Hmm.
Sorry. Look at you and you promised me.
Oh, now, let's not start out by giving me a lecture on answering the door. I only do it for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just shouldn't be doing it at all.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Come in.
Thank you. I brought you some magazines. I thought you might be a little tired of medical journals by now.
Thanks. It's true enough. I enjoy the practice of medicine much more than I do reading about it. Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff coming out these days. Sit down.
Thank you. Well, it's a nice day for a fire. It feels good. How are you feeling?
How do I look?
You look just fine.
Well, I don't want to waste any time talking about my health every time you're here. So why don't we talk about the outside world? Tell me what's happening at General Hospital.
Oh, nothing terribly exciting has been happening. Everybody asks about you.
That's nice of them. Anything else?
Yes, Meg and Lee have planned their wedding date 6 weeks from today.
Well, I certainly envy them.
I think they're going to be very happy.
Should be. Fine people. They know each other very well. They both experienced living alone after knowing something much better.
That's true.
Marriage is a wonderful thing, Jessie. Two people who understand each other, concerned about each other, sharing the same problems, the same experiences. You know, there's always that one person in the world who knows all about you, what you're doing, who cares, understands your failures, shares in your triumphs. When you have someone like that to share it with, it makes all the difference between living and merely existing. That's the great and enduring thing about marriage.
Yes, it is.
And that's why I worry about Polly. She fancies herself in love with this Bob Chandler. He may be a perfectly nice young man for all I know, but he certainly has some very cynical views on marriage.
How is Polly?
Oh, she seems happy enough. Eager, excited. She worries about me, which may be a very good thing for her. Keeps her from being too impulsive with this relationship with Chandler.
She cares very deeply about how you feel, John.
Yes, I think she does. But I also know it would never be a final obstacle for her. I'm grateful for anything that might inhibit her, even a little bit. Well, that sounds like a rather awful thing to say, doesn't it? That I'd use my help to keep her from doing something which I felt was a terrible mistake. But I worry about what's going to happen to her after I'm no longer available.
You shouldn't be thinking about that, John. Certainly not now.
I have to, Jessie. After all, I'm a doctor. I know how doctors think. I know how they talk to their patients.
What do you mean?
Well, my two doctors, Phil and Steve, are very good men. I'm sure they'd never deliberately lie to a patient.
No, they wouldn't.
They haven't lied to me.
No, they haven't, John.
But I'm well aware of the fact of the things that they haven't said. And I'm quite able to make my own professional interpretation of the known facts about my case. Well, it comes down to this, Jessie. I know, despite their reassurances, that mine is a very precarious life.
Oh, John.
Now, look, Jessie, I'm not being morbid. I'm only trying to be factual about this. If I were an insurance man, I would probably say that my life expectancy is very short.
Well, I just don't happen to think that's true. Right now you're worried. You're very worried about your health and about Polly, and you're feeling very pessimistic. About your health and about Polly and about your entire life and Polly's. That just isn't like you. Without any recourse to logic, you've convinced yourself that the worst is going to happen. Without thinking about what's really likely to happen, and certainly without thinking about what the best that could happen is.
I'm just trying to be realistic, Jessie. I have to be.
Looking on the dark side isn't necessarily realistic. Is it?
Well, no, not really.
Then don't.
You think that's what I'm doing?
As a matter of fact, I think that's pretty much what you're doing. I think you're afraid, and I think you've been badly frightened, and I think you're predicating your whole existence on fear. And I think it's wrong. I mean it, John. I know your medical history, and I know this case pretty well. And I also know something about medicine.
Yes, I know you do.
When you come right down to it, anything can happen to anybody tomorrow. Or next week, or next month, but you can't spend your whole life constantly in fear of what may happen. That's not realistic. It's not sensible. Furthermore, it's not very good for you, is it?
Yes, Jesse, of course. I know you're right. There's no reason in the world why I shouldn't hope to have all the things I want to have, after all.
I think you will.
Thank you, Jesse.
Uh-oh, here it comes. Pain, headache pain. Its tension tightens your nerves. Feel it? Before you reach the end of your rope, reach for help. Reach for Anacin. Anacin, with the compound doctors prescribe most for pain relief. A specific compound in Anacin relaxes tension as it relieves pain. It's true. Anacin relieves pain fast, so your nerves feel calmed. Tension is relaxed.
My headache's gone. I feel relaxed. No more pain.
Remember, reach for help. Reach for Anacin. Anacin relaxes tension as it relieves pain. Anacin.
General Hospital was brought to you by Anacin relaxes tension as it relieves pain. By InfraRub, relieves chronic minor pain of arthritis, rheumatism. And by Dial, the most effective deodorant soap you can buy.
Chef Boyardee lasagna has more bodybuilding protein for lunch than most soups or sandwiches, and children love it.